Unless Congress acts by the spring, 1 in 10 New Jersey households getting affordable internet through a federal program will be cut off. That's the charge from Congressman Frank Pallone, who serves as the ranking Democrat of the Energy and Commerce Committee. He called on the head of the FCC to join him today at a press conference, urging Congress to re-up money for the connectivity program they call a lifeline. Senior correspondent Joanna Gagis reports.
If you don't have internet service today, then what does that mean? Well, it's hard to get a job, right? It's hard to get an education. It's hard to do everything, even shop, right? I mean, everything is so dependent on the internet.
And yet 23 million households in the U.S., 338,000 of them here in New Jersey, may lose internet access soon. That's because a bill that helps subsidize the cost of internet for seniors and families who can't afford it is set to expire.
Essentially what that does is provide, it depends, but at a minimum, a $30 per month help to pay for your internet.
When this program first got up and running, I know the White House worked with a lot of providers, some of them serving rural areas, some serving urban areas, to really encourage them to make available high-speed broadband at a $30 price point and to have a quality service available right at the discount rate for the Affordable Connectivity Program.
Meaning that millions of families were able to access their internet for free, says FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel. The Affordable Connectivity Program was first passed during COVID when the digital divide came into focus.
And I'm sure you saw it here in New Jersey too. Kids who would sit with borrowed laptops in front of fast food restaurants and libraries just to use the free Wi-Fi signal to go to class. Seniors who couldn't keep up with those telemedicine appointments because they just didn't have the bandwidth. And people who weren't getting the information they needed on a day-to-day basis to really participate in modern life.
The bill was expanded as part of the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed by Congress in 2021, but the program has now run out of funds.
If we can get the $7 billion for the rest of this fiscal year, then the program would continue at least until October, and then gives us an opportunity to continue it beyond.
Several community organizations spoke in support of extending the funding, pleading with Congress to come together on the issue once more and not force families back into the days of darkness.
There was a consensus in this country, when there's very few consensus on many other things, that we didn't want to go backwards, that we didn't want to see those images of kids in parking lots trying to get internet access on their little tablets. The question around internet access and having reliable, quality, fast internet access is one of the great civil rights challenges of our time.
Without access to affordable, high-speed internet, communities will suffer and lose out on opportunities to learn, to find jobs, and stay healthy.
Chris Widello from AARP shared the perspective of one of his members.
She shared with us that if they took ACP away, it would be like taking food out of my mouth.
It's our duty as NAACP members to support internet connection for everybody, because it's no longer, like they say, it's no longer a luxury. This is what we need to function.
The FCC stopped accepting new applications on February 7th, a move that'll help them continue funding existing households at least through the end of April. But if Congress doesn't pass the new Affordable Connectivity Program extension bill, funding will run out completely by then.
If we are unable to get additional funding from Congress, those households will no longer get $30 a month in support. And so every household will have to make some hard choices. Do they cut gas, groceries? Do they cut the internet service?
Congressman Pallone is working to get this bill passed by attaching it to the Omnibus Appropriations Bill. If that fails, he'll try an emergency appropriation. He says anything to keep this bill from expiring. In Red Bank, I'm Joanna Gagis, NJ Spotlight News.